Well, hello everybody. It's been a few days since I've had a chat with you all. It's lovely to have you here. If you're here in person or if you're coming in on the replay, do let me know where it is that you are coming in from. We are going to discuss a little bit today about there is a silent killer out there and something that has kind of snuck up on me and I wasn't even aware of it. So I'm just going to pull up this little ticker tape here that says there's a silent killer out there. And how do we manage our everyday organizational skills, and what do we do when curveballs are thrown at us? This is how we establish how our body adapts to things by how we roll with the punches. You can say how you roll with life happening. So that's what we're going to discuss. So stick around. Does anybody have any idea what I'm discussing here today? So I'm just going to pull up my comments here so I can see. Hello, Crystal. Lovely to see you today. If you want to comment like that on while I am live here, you just have to give StreamYard up above, the little link up above. You just have to give it permission so that I can see your profile picture, just how Crystal popped up there. And if you want to sit in the background and just watch, that's fine too. So I am here to share with you a little bit of the journey that I am on right now and some tips and suggestions of some things that might help you, and maybe you won't be in the same situation that I am. So stressors in our life are a normal occurrence, and they're most of the time very healthy, but it's not healthy if we don't know how to manage those stressors. And that's where I got the little saying, it becomes a silent killer, because it actually can cause harm to yourself. Oh, isn't that nice? Thank you, Crystal. Lovely to see you here as well and catching me live. So that's very cool. So before we go any further, though, my name is Heather Edmondson, as it says right there. That's my website. If you need to check that out, go right ahead and have a boo, and I would appreciate it. I'm streaming in 3 different places. So on my health page and on my business page and right into YouTube. So you can catch me in one of those platforms. So like I said about Crystal's little profile picture popping up there, you might just have to give StreamYard permission so that I can see you. And I help entrepreneurial women grow their businesses online the modern way, and all while keeping our bodies healthy and strong with natural solutions. So that's what I deal with. I have an e-commerce business, and I like to share little tips and suggestions with you about how to keep your health on track. So like I said, stressors in our life can sometimes cause health issues if we don't know how to manage them correctly. So our body reacts when a situation happens, like say, for example, your child falls and scrapes their knee. You right away go into reaction mode, and you go in and help them out, and you deal with it, and you fix up their leg and all those kinds of things. And then our body will deal with higher stressors. Say you're in a car accident and you're okay, but the person beside you maybe isn't okay. You're able to function and get that person looked after or whatever. And then afterwards, you maybe have a little bit of a freak out, or you have a little bit of a meltdown because you were in fight or flight mode. Our body goes into that fight or flight mode, and we're able to deal with a crisis situation as it happens or as it is happening. And then when you have a chance to relax and think about it, you're like, oh, heck, what if that happened? Or what if this happened? And then you go through all these scenarios in your head. And then some people can't get those things out of their head. A lot of people that struggle with high stress situations like that are firemen and police, paramedics, EMTs, nurses in ER and critical care wards, where situations can happen in a matter of seconds, and things can change. And it's no different than being a parent or a caregiver of a loved one. Things can happen in a heartbeat. So it's not like we don't try our best to protect everyone and everyone around us. Things happen, and some people say shit happens, and it's just life. Life throws us all kinds of curveballs, but how we learn how to handle that stress, and how we learn how to function and relieve that stress from our body is the main thing. So like I said, our body goes into a heightened state, but if our body never has that downtime to relax and bring our breathing back to normal, bring our heart rate back to normal, you may be sweating, you may have armpit sweat, you may be sweating in your hands. Like I said, your heart might be racing, but if you don't ever get your heart back to that normal heart rate and have a chance to calm down or whatever, that's called living in the critical or high long-term effect of the stress and how it is affecting you. So I have a couple notes here that I'm just taking a peek at. Some people that are in stress for a long period of time can have anxiety or irritability, depression, panic attacks, and lots of sadness. And some people, the way that they cope with their stress, sometimes it's not the healthiest way to cope with it. So they might binge drink too often or too much, or when they do have a drink, they might just go overboard. Some people turn to gambling. Some people overeat, or some people throw themselves into an undereating anorexic state. That's where you don't eat enough to stay in your body. And so you end up with it. You could end up with, pardon me, an eating disorder. Some people go shopping because that relieves their stress. Some people buy on the internet because that relieves their stress. Some people go to smoking. Some people turn to drug use. So those are all some of the very, very unhealthy ways of coping with your stress. So what can we do to prevent some of these stressful situations, and how do we relieve our body of that stress, and how do we get it back into that rest period and into that calm state so that our brain can relax, our body can relax, and our mind can function on an even keel? So I'm going to pass on here a few suggestions of things that I am trying now. I haven't done them enough myself, as I've mentioned. And let me know down below what you guys try to do to relieve your stress. Crystal is saying here, I can't stay. I've got to run and go pick up our daughter and catch on the replay. Well, thank you, Crystal, for being here anyway. Yeah, pop back in and check it out after the fact. That's good. That's what the replays are for. So there are long-term effects of the stress and what you have to do. Like I said, let me know what your coping mechanisms are. Hello, Patricia. Lovely to meet you here today. Lovely to see your smiling face. So some coping ideas is some people are able to register when they can feel their heart start to race, or their palms start to sweat, or their breathing gets erratic. And if you were able to catch yourself before you get into the full-blown high stress feelings or actions, maybe it's a way that you can actually cope with it better. So some people say just even stepping outside of your office, or getting up and walk, or stepping outside the door into some fresh air. We're here in Canada, and so in the winter you can get a sniff of fresh cold air, and that can reset your brain. It's just a quick snap, and it's enough to put your brain in a different mode. Some people, an suggestion that I'm going to try here is reflection, where at the end of the day, you can sit down and take a deep breath and think about all of the positives that have happened to you in that day instead of all of the negatives. And it doesn't matter how awful or bad you believe that your day is, there is always one little thing that you can say was a positive. Even if it's as simple as I had enough food to be able to feed my family for lunch. I have a roof over my head. I'm able to sleep in a bed, anything like that, instead of dwelling on whatever it is that's maybe stressing you out, or just saying that, oh, I just had a horrible bad day. You know, things like that might help. Suggestion is setting yourself up some goals, whether it's a daily goal, a weekly goal, a monthly goal, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. Your brain functions better when it has organization and thought to it. And if we're all just flying by the seat of our pants and not having a map set out, it's like putting your GPS on in your car and not plugging in a destination that you want to go. So you end up on this street, and you end up on that street, and then you end up out in the country, and then you end up in this other city, and then you end up at the coast. And then well, if we could, you could jump on a plane and you could fly somewhere. Not that we can't anywhere anyway, but that give you an idea of what I'm trying to say. If our brain doesn't have a direction to go in, it's like my mom always said, when our kids were little, if you have structure in their life, they behave better than a parent that just lets the kids run wild. And oh, they'll go to bed when they're tired, or oh, they'll get up when they'll eat when they want. You know, if people that have a structure in their life, okay, the kids get up at this time, we eat at this time, they have a snack at this time, they have a rest for a couple hours in the afternoon. They have supper time, and then they have a proper bedtime. And before they go to bed, they have a bath. Say, for example, that, or before they go to bed, you read to them every night, or whatever that structure is for you and your family. That's just an example. So those kids seem to function better because they know the structure of their day and how it is going to turn out. The brain, like I said, is able to process that easier. So it knows when the downtimes are so that it can relax. So having a pathway for your day, or your month, or your week, or your year, or whatever, gives your brain something to look forward to. It can see the goal that you're reaching for. Can't you see what I'm doing with my hands? I'm marking here and here. Anyways, if you actually do need some help and you're having these hurdles that are too hard for you to cope with and too hard for you to figure out a solution to, maybe you need to talk to a therapist. And I've started talking to a therapist here in the last 3 weeks, helping me work through a bunch of things that are going on right now in my life. And I didn't need to cry, but oh my goodness. Anyways, it's not something that says, oh, you're a bad person, that you need to have therapy and you need to have somebody to talk to. It's a good thing that I realized that, and I'm able to reach out and find somebody to unload all of my not cool thoughts going through my head. And because of the work that I do, I can't share all that personal information and private information with my spouse or my kids, because it's private, because I'm a nurse and you can't tell things that have happened in your day, or things, a stressful situation at work, or maybe you've had to do CPR on somebody and that person maybe didn't make it, or whatever the situation was. You can't empty that all on your friends or on your family. You have to find somebody that is objective to what you're going through, and they can see the bigger picture and they can help you work through that. So it's okay to reach out to somebody like that. And like I said, it was a good thing that I was able to see that in myself and know that I needed help. And I put up my hand and said, I need somebody here to help me. So let me take a breath here. Relaxation techniques are another way that can help you deal with some of these situations. Meditation, yoga, even if it's to take breathing for counts of 5 or 6 counts, hold that breath in for 5 or 6 counts and then let it out. Anything like that to help slow down your heart rate could be beneficial. We all know the benefits of eating healthy food, and a lot of us, when we go into a crisis situation, we right away throw all those good health habits out the window, and we turn to the junk food, or it just seems like it's too hard to mentally prepare a meal or a meal plan in your head, because it just seems like too much effort, and you can't even put one thought behind another thought. So like I said, getting help or having a friend or somebody that you can talk to, whoever it is for you, it's okay. You can do that. It means you're a human being and things aren't perfect all the time. We need to learn how to let go of things that aren't in our control. And I have been really bad at doing this since I was a teenager. I hold things inside me for way, way too long and dwell on them and assume that this person was saying that, or assume that this was how the situation was going to turn out, or speculate, I guess is another good word for how the situation may turn out. And how do I know? Until let the powers that be, let the universe figure out for itself the direction that you are going to take in this world. So learning the word no is another really good one. I know we like to help everybody, as a caregiver, as a mom, as a nurturer, as that's the type of person I am. I want to have everybody around me to be happy and to be fulfilled and have all of their needs met. And I sometimes put myself on the back burner and forget that I need to have some of that for myself. So you're emptying all of your strength and energy out on everybody around you, and everybody that comes in contact with you, then you have none of that energy and strength for yourself. So we really have to take some time for ourselves, and it's okay to say no every once in a while to a few things. So learn the word no. Surround yourself with positive people. We seem to take on the characteristics and mindset of the 5 closest people that we surround ourselves with. So make sure that you choose wisely. Make sure that you get rid of those negative ninnies in your circle, because they're just going to bring you down. It can be a difficult one. So just try and do your best and get rid of those negative people. And sometimes it's a hard one to do, because you it might be a family member that you have to limit your time around. It might be a coworker that you thought maybe had your back, and they actually don't. They're the one that's the biggest gossip in the office, and they're just being your buddy because they want to spread more rumors about you. So make your family step up and take on some of the duties of the home if that is something that is overwhelming you as well. Because even when they're little, when they're 3 and 4 year olds, they can help you empty the dishwasher. They can pull the covers up on their bed. If you don't start your children out when they're little learning all these tasks, they never learn how to do them as adults. So if some of these stressors are affecting your health, you maybe need to be on a medication or two, and maybe the doctor can help you out with that. Maybe you need something to control your heart rate or your blood pressure. Those can be dealt with through a physician. So do seek some medical help there, especially if you are having thoughts of injuring yourself or doing harm to some others. This is the time that you really need to put your hand up and say, I need some help. I can't do this on my own. And it is okay. We need to talk about this more and put it out there. That is an okay thing to not feel yourself and not feel right. So seek other ways of coping than turning to the drugs and the alcohol or smoking or gambling or those types of things. So the long-term stress, like I was mentioning, can be physically debilitating, and unhealthy behaviors can arise from that. So like I mentioned, find that trusted friend, find a therapist, just admit that you need to reach out and get some help, because it's not a healthy situation to stay in. So exercising to deal with the stress, reflecting at the end of the day, journaling is another way that helps you out, setting goals. And if you can feel yourself going into a stressful mode, take that breath of fresh air outside, or snap your mind into thinking in a different way. And it's all fine and good for me to sit here and say this is what might work for you or whatever. But if you need a little bit of help, like I said, counseling is helping me. So that's an option there too. And you shouldn't feel bad about it. So never give up. Every situation has a solution. Become the problem solver and reach out for help when you need to. So it's okay to not be perfect all the time, and we are all in this together. So thank you everyone for being here today. My game again is Heather Edmondson. That's my website. And if you're coming in on the replay, do let me know where it is that you're coming in from. If you're wanting to participate in the next upcoming Go Live video challenge that my mentor is putting on, hit me up for some information about that. And if you want some of the techniques that I mentioned in here, hit me up and I can send you out that information in a little PDF or something. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever time of the day it is for you, wherever you're coming in from. And peace out. I'm only going to be going live once a week as per my doctor's suggestions, but I might just pop up now and again. So have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.